What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we got a 2009 Honda Accord from 2003 to 2012. It's the same. Actually, the part numbers and everything for 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 is pretty much similar. Parts might vary a bit. So we're gonna replace our axle. The axle has given up already. It's making a click, click, click sound. So we're gonna take off this 12 millimeter socket you're gonna need, 10 millimeter socket, this, so everything's out of the way. We're gonna take this off, we're gonna take this off. But prior to doing anything, I'm gonna show you part number and everything. We do need to take off this this fork here, the yoke here for the strut. But I like to remove this bolts first and see if the axle moves. Sometimes the axle won't even budge. There's no point of going anywhere because there's no way in the world you're gonna get that baby out of there if it's seized up, if it does not want to move. I have heat in these things. I have done crazy things in it. Unless you could drill a hole perfectly, but you spend so much time, you have no idea. It's better to get a bearing hub, spin them, and bang it in there. It'll be much easier. Why kill yourself for 10 hours trying to get that baby out of there? Then if you charge a customer 10-hour labor, 8-hour labor, 7-hour labor, it'll still be cheaper. Anyway, guys, let's get this job going. Okay, guys, so first thing first, if you want to pop that notch open, it's up to you, but I usually bang it up. So it's the wrong socket. We're gonna need a 35 or a 36 there. Okay, so 36 is what I went and got. Boom. And now we're gonna try to bang this axle to see if it moves. If it doesn't move, we're gonna put this nut right back and speak to the customer. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this punch. See how it moved? Good to go. We should be able to complete this job. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to take off this cotter pin. We'll just put new cotter pins. And we're gonna need a 19 millimeter socket. Okay. And then let's pop open this. So this is a 19 millimeter here. Put your hand here and turn it, and the baby will come out fairly easily. And there's our nut. Anyways, we're gonna bang this with a hammer and pop open this tie rod. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is you never want to hit over here. Even if you put a nut, no way. You want to tap it right here, or use a tool that's gonna pop it open for you. There you go. Once you tap there, everything should just come off fairly easily. And let's go on to taking off the 12s and 10s. So what we're gonna do next is let's take off this, and let's put this to the side. Let's take this off. A lot of times you can just remove the sensor from right here, but so the reason why we're taking this off is because once this thing moves, you need that play. Okay, same thing with the brake line. So we're gonna switch up our socket to a 12 millimeter. Will fit here perfectly. And we'll take our electric drill here, and that 12 will come off pretty easy. There you go. Goes on the floor, no problem. So now we got more than enough play. All we need to do is take off this cotter pin up here. Okay, let's take open this cotter pin. Someone must have worked here because it doesn't look so good. There you go. So we're gonna pop this open and we're gonna bang this with the hammer right here. Be careful with the rubber boot. Anyways, and after that we will take off this 14 here. And 17 down here. We're probably gonna have to put a wrench on this side, put a wrench here, and pop this baby open. So what we got here is a 17 millimeter. Okay, this baby comes out. All right, so now the next step here is for us to bang right here. Go, and the spindle will come out of there. So now we need to take off the 14 and the 17 down below. Okay, so if you got your tie rod still in there, you might not be able to fit it, but this needs to come out. This whole fork right here needs to come out because the axle goes right through it. And Once you remove this, it will become loose from here. Okay, come on out. There you go. Now we need to get a wrench and a 17 millimeter. So what are we gonna do here is we're gonna put 17 millimeter over here, and on the opposite side I am gonna put a wrench here. Okay, there you go. Sometimes even this bolt won't turn out, so make sure that bolt turns out for you. Okay, right underneath the vehicle we got a cover. I wasn't aware of that, so we got a strap tie. We're gonna break that. We're gonna pop this open right here. Okay, this is already broken right here. So look, right there, our axle is right there. So what we're gonna do here is we can take this little guy right here, and we're gonna go right behind the axle and the transmission and slowly just pop this baby. Okay, you don't want to put too much force. Okay, you don't want to crack the transmission, so take it easy. Sometimes it won't work in one spot. Try another spot. There you go. The axle has popped. It has popped out, so we're gonna have a mess down here since we got this cover over here. If it has not a fluid, transmission fluid, it's gonna come down crazy. But our axle is pretty much out of here. Okay, I'm gonna have to get it out a little bit more, but that's it. I'm gonna bring this out and show you guys. Okay, so I popped up the axle a little bit more, and guess what? No fluid came out. That's a good thing. But there's our axle original, and it's done. It's shot. It's making a click, click, click sound. Anyways, let's go get the new axle. So right and left axle is different. Make sure. There you go. I got axles, I got struts, I got videos and everything. Whatever you guys want to see. Okay, so this is for the passenger side. I'm sorry, driver side. Timken is the brand I'm using. Pretty good. Brand new axle. No core, no nothing. Never put in a rebuilt axle. Okay. So make sure you always match up the axle. I like these axles. So I'm going to have to go get the axle that I threw out. So you always want to match the length. Match the length. There should be no reflector wheel here because this thing does not read ABS here. It reads it in the bearing. Looks about the same. Okay, you want to check this part here. You want to check this part here. Everything is same. Okay, time for us to put this baby in. Okay, got my axle here. So the axle has a ring at the end. You see this ring? This ring will usually drop to one edge. So usually I like to keep it facing up like that, the opening in the bottom. Sometimes you can put a little bit of greasing on it, transmission grease, and it will sit flush in the center. But I always give it a try before anything. Let's try to bang this baby in with the rubber mallet, okay? You don't want to use any crazy metal at the back tip, okay? So before I even use the metal, make sure the teeth are lined. You want to simply, don't even need a hammer. Bada bing, bada boom, the axle is in. If you need to, use a rubber mallet hammer and bang back here with this flush right here, with this nut right there, okay? Anyways, let's take this off. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna simply take this axle, stick it where it belongs, into the hub here. Okay, there you go. And okay, and what we're gonna do right now is, okay, we don't want to put too much force on this. You want to take your fork here. Remember this fork. Take this baby. Put this. Oh, whoa, where you going, camera? Mr. Camera. You want to stick this in right now. And what you want to do is, before anything, you want to get this to sit onto this strut here. Okay, just wiggle, 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 and it will go up. Take your 14 millimeter from this end. And okay, I'm gonna bring the camera over to the other side. Okay, what we're gonna do here is, each time I snug a bolt, I will torque it. Even though if you don't see it, I will give you the torque specs at the end of the video. So I just want to snug this. And then I am gonna go torque it, and we're gonna come right back. Okay, so this baby is nice and torqued, okay? We can let this baby sit there flush. So what we're gonna do next is, we're gonna bring our camera down a bit. So it's a good time and good point It's all up to you when you want to do it. What I like to do here is I like to lift this baby up and put this bolt in. If you can do it right now, it's good. So a small little trick. Take your flathead screwdriver. Just place it right there. Lift this baby up. With one arm, one hand, whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it. Once you got this baby aligned perfectly, it should just slip right in. And you should be able to put your screwdriver in. And once you screwdriver in, you should be able to maneuver this wherever you like, okay? So, what we're gonna do here is, we're gonna go from the back end with this bolt while I'm wiggling this. And the bolt is in. Take off your screwdriver. Take a small little hammer, tap, 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 tap. Sometimes this baby won't be perfectly lined, so you might have to wiggle with the hand a bit. Okay, I think we need to go up a bit. Okay, get that baby in, guys. I cannot hold it with the camera there in front of me, so get that through. I'm gonna push the camera out and get it through. Okay, once you get this baby through, you want to take your nut and put it on, and you want to torque it. So like I said, you're gonna see the torque specs and everything at the end of the video. So the part you won't see me is torquing and tightening, and we will be back. Okay guys, so what we got here is our control arm here. It needs to go into the spindle. This is tight. The 14 and 17 are tight. Axle is in its spot. And now you can push the axle all the way through. And what you want to do is, sometimes you won't be able to put this down by hand if it's like brand new, but you can use the pry bar. I'm going to show you with the pry bar. How about that? Okay, so you take your pry bar, bring this a bit down, put your pry bar on top of the head. And what you want to do here is, you want to bring this baby down. So I got the pry bar sitting on the spring on the other side. So once it's in, you can let it go. And same thing, snug and then torque. I will give you the torques. Just a snug, okay, that's it. So pretty much everything is coming out good. So let's take our 10 millimeter here. Not take out, let's put in a 10 millimeter here. This is the 10 millimeter bolt. And 10 millimeter goes over here. After that, we need the 12 millimeter, which is down on the floor here. This goes on the line on this side right here, the brake line right here. So you see me take it off. So you put this baby in. So these are the bolts. I don't really go crazy with torque specs. So you can take this, make sure this hook is in there. Okay, same thing as it has a little hook and a little hook. It has to go back in the spot. So anyways, don't forget the 10 millimeter. And 10 millimeter. And don't forget your tie rod. Where's our tie rod bolt? On the floor. So again, guys, make sure if you don't see me going torquing these babies, but make sure you torque. I will show you all that. Make sure you put a cotter pin. Make sure you put a cotter pin on the tie rod as well. Okay. Also, torque your. This is something that it's hard to capture in the camera because the tire's got to be on the floor so it doesn't turn. To torque this, car's got to be on the floor. But prior to that, what you want to do is you do want to snug it a little bit more than a snug because this is almost like 200 foot-pounds here. And at the end, once you're done, you want to take your flathead screwdriver or punch. You want to close this gap right here, okay, on the axle nut here. You want to close it so it will never be able to turn back. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching my video. This was a driver side axle. I am going to be doing the other side next, so I will have a video on that.